Hi, everybody. I wanted to go ahead and do a bold extra because I got more intel, so I'm going to do a bold extra. Okay, so you're forewarned. This might be a little bit more lengthy than my other one because I looked at the times of the videos, and the first bold video I did today was only 4.5 minutes. So I can probably guarantee you it's going to be longer than 4 minutes, although I'm not shooting for 10 or anything like that. Okay, but just be forewarned. The reason, well, there are several reasons I want to do an extra. Um, like I said, most of the time, right after I watch the episode, I do the video, like right around 2 o'clock. And then after I've had some time for it to stew in my brain and for me to think about things in another way, I might come up with other conclusions or other thoughts. So I want to put the video down so it can be as close to my thoughts as possible. Okay. All right. So I want to get right away to why my hashtag is Lawrence and Victor, because I happened to watch the episode again on Paramount Plus, and if you wait till the end of the episode, they show you who directed it and who wrote it. And I was like, whoa, wait. The first time I looked, I was like, did that say Lawrence and Victor? I did it really slow the second time, and I was like, yeah, it said Lawrence and Victor. I was like, whoa. Okay, so I had talked about this before a couple times. Lawrence St. Victor is a great actor, but also he occasionally, even more than occasionally at this point, is a writer for Bold and the Beautiful as well. So, and really, if I think about it, then that makes sense because he said in an interview, because somebody asked him, what do you like better, acting or writing? And he said, well, both, but for different reasons. I like writing more because I feel like I'm writing for my friends. Therefore, I know how they speak and I can give them dialogue and it feels more natural and fluid. And then, of course, I like acting because I like playing a character and, all that stuff. And then that came to my mind as I was watching it because I was like, why did I'm already thinking in my head, why did Kurmaro really go off on Brian Nicoletti? Because wow, did he go off on that man? And then now I find out Lawrence St. Victor wrote it. And that totally feels like something that Kurmaro would kind of say to Brian Nicoletti. Like, and not that way, but that they would kind of play, fight, in real life. Or like kid each other like that. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, that's why it sounds so natural, because I'm sure that Lawrence St. Victor has been around when they're kind of like that. I mean, because, come on, they have to be aware of how popular they are. And they have to be aware that some people are team Lil and some people are team RJ or team Mill, like I am, or team we, or all that stuff, you know? So they probably say to each other, I wonder who's more popular this week, you or me, that kind of stuff. So, anyway, okay, and also, it gave me an excuse to watch that dialogue between first Kurmaro and Torsten K, which, okay, slight disclaimer here, slight. I know I give Torsten K as Ridge a lot of crap, but Torsten K as an individual is a rock star, okay? And the reason I say this is because he's been in the soap game a long time. Example one, He was on All My Children. Example number 2, way back in the day, he was on Port Charles, PC, the spinoff of General Hospital, the short-lived, wonderful gem that it was. Okay, so he's been here. So it would stand to reason that he would take a young kid like Crew Morrow, and come on, he has to know that Crew Morrow is the son of Joshua Morrow. So of course he would take him under his wing and say, like, I'll help you out, kid. I'll make you shine. You know, that kind of stuff. And I could see that in their scenes today, because while I said that Ridge didn't stick up for Will in the episode, I kind of feel that he wanted to, but he was in a bind because he was kind of pressured by his wife and his son to stick up for his son. You know what I mean? And then also, he knows that Bill Spencer is Will Spencer's father. So then, okay, follow my logic here. If Ridge had defended Will and not RJ, then people could say that he defended the dressmaker's son, or whatever, or you know what I mean, or that their thing isn't so bad or whatever. So they kind of had to keep up that thing. So yeah, but I don't know. I just saw it differently this time. And also, I guess he really is sticking with the we. I don't know. I still think we is gonna break up because okay, I can see it. Okay, and people, writers, whatever. If you take this idea, it's mine. Okay. All right. So say that Will and Electra have a whatever, and a discussion and an agreement that they're gonna like fight, and it's them against the world, and yada yada yada. And then Electra, I don't know, starts falling for or believing everything that RJ says about Will, and then they inevitably break up. And then RJ can feel like he got Will's girl and that he's the best, like whatever. He won the contest, like whatever, which I totally don't agree with that whole whatever. Like thought process. But you get what I'm saying? So yeah. Okay. Oh, I don't really talk about fashion too much, but I might as well throw it in here. Okay, so I did notice the hair today. I pretty much noticed the hair and then the wardrobe. Okay, so they had Sydney Bullock in a really high ponytail, the same color, like a little darker than blonde. So that was cool. Heather Tom's dress was wow. Okay, like square neck, the whole thing is cinch waist, awesome. And those high heels. Okay, nice outfit. Yeah. Okay, so if we're keeping score, Deke just agreed to be with the Logan line, right? Okay, so then no matter how you slice it or dice it or whatever, Brooke is going to feel like Katie poached, because that's the word they've been using a lot, poached Hope from the line. And then I don't know what she's going to feel about Deke. Maybe nothing. I don't know. Because Deke is Deacon's kid. Because, well, we'll see. I don't know. she should feel something because Deacon and Brooke got together to have Hope. So if she had any kind of friendship for him, then that would kind of affect her too. So okay, so both of those things should affect Brooke. But the operative word here is should. Will they? I'm not entirely sure. But she's going to be really, really mad when she finds out that Hope jumped ship to go to Logan. All right, bye guys.